Hi everybody, Hannah here. Welcome back to my channel for another video, and today's video is another topic in my Let's Talk Baby series, and today's topic is sleeping and tips that I've found helped get my children to sleep in their own beds, not necessarily through the night, but that have certainly helped in regards to them being able to sleep a little bit better. This video is also a collab with the wonderful Jess Hibble from over, and her channel is MrsHible. I will leave her link in the description below. She is talking about co-sleeping with children and being able to everyone get a night's sleep while co-sleeping and safe ways to do it. Whereas, as I said, mine is about children sleeping in their own cots and beds. If you have come over from Jess's channel, or if you are new, hi, I'm Hannah. I'm a stay-at-home mum to 4 girls, Adi who is 7, Elena who is nearly 3, and Aria and Alyssa are my twins who are turning 1 very, very soon. With all of that said, let's jump straight into my tips. Some of these tips that I'm going to say are going to be aimed at twins, but most of them can be used in regards to singletons as well. The first thing I wanted to share with you that I found helped all of my children when they were younger was vests that have built-in scratch mitts. Literally fold over scratch mitts built in. If you have children, then you know that when they're rolling about in the night and thrashing about, or however they do, that as they'll do during the day, that their poor little nails will just catch them. Now, some babies can sleep through while even doing this. Not all of my children have been able to, and if they've caught themselves, they have woken themselves up with it. So I have found that these sleep suits have been absolute godsends. Another product that I have found that has helped with sleep so much has been sleeping bags, or grow bags is a specific company for them. Now this one is obviously a big one that my twins are now sleeping in, but you can buy them from birth, and you can also buy them in different thicknesses as well, or togs as they are called. You can buy them in 0.1, 0.25 and 0.45, I believe, because some companies do go up to 3 different, but most of the time I've seen them as 0.1s for summer and 0.2 for winter, and these are absolutely brilliant. They just pop up over their shoulders, and then you don't have to worry about your baby kicking a blanket off in the middle of the night and getting cold, because they are covered and they are cozy. The next product that I want to share with you, I bought for my twins when they were born, and I also bought one for Elena, because at that point when the twins were born, she was just about to turn 2 and she was still not sleeping through the night at all. And we found that one of these helped absolutely amazing, and it is this little butterfly. Now they come in other designs as well. There is a ladybug, a bumblebee and a frog, I believe, as well as this butterfly, and it is quite simply that it's got 3 buttons. One that makes lights come through, and then this one will change colour from the red to the yellow, not yellow, the blue. There it goes, and then it will also change to the green and keep going, and then turn it off. The middle button plays different types of music. There are 2 round tracks of lullabies. There is also water running and a heartbeat that you can play through this, and the last button is the volume, so that you can have it quietly in their room, or if need be, or if it's the other side of their room, you can have it that little bit louder. Now my twins fell asleep to this playing absolutely beautifully, and this definitely did help with putting Elena to sleep as well. For my twins specifically, one thing while they were younger that helped them fall asleep was to fall asleep next to each other or in the same cot, and that absolutely helped wonders. However, once they hit about 9 months and they were starting to move around more in their sleep and things like this, and they were just that little bit more wriggly during the night, that is when sharing a cot actually was a hindrance for them, and they then needed their own cot with their own space with nothing much round them. They each have a soft cuddly in there with them, so that if they are bored or something before they fall asleep, then they will play with this teddy and they will bite her. They each have a Flopsy bunny and they love eating her ears. But yes, sharing a cot when they were younger helped amazingly. However, as they got older, they did need to be separated, and then they were amazing at sleeping through again. The next thing I'm going to say is very controversial, and I'm very well aware of that. And it is that I have used controlled crying to help my children sleep through the night. Now, I have only done this after they have got to the age of 1, if they wake up during the night, or if they have finished their bottle and there is absolutely nothing wrong with them from about 6 months to a year. One thing that did also help with that, again, at least for my twins in regards to controlled crying, was this butterfly. This did help a lot because the stars gave them something to look at, and we were then able to slowly make it so that they didn't have the butterfly, and now they don't need it to go to sleep. Now, there is a big difference between controlled crying and the cry it out method. The cry it out method, as far as I'm aware, is just that you let your baby cry. You just leave them to it and you let them cry for insert amount of time here. Now, I've never been able to do that. Not for excessive amounts of time. And how I've done it, and what I think I'm doing it correctly as controlled crying, is that you go in to your child and soothe them, calm them down, and then you'll leave. Now, it can change and the timing for it will be different for every person, but it's that you start off with a small gap, so they cry, you leave them for maybe 30 seconds, then you go in, you comfort them, you soothe them, you calm them down, you lay them back down in their bed, and then you leave again. And then you steadily and slowly start making it so that you go in after longer periods of time, from 30 seconds to 1 minute to 2 minutes and things like this. And I've never had to leave my baby crying for longer than 5 minutes, I think. And I have been the other side of the door. It has got to about 4.5 minutes. I've started to stand up and get ready to go into my child's room, and they have soothed themselves and they've settled themselves before the 5-minute mark has happened. Now, controlled crying is not going to be for everyone, and that is completely fine. And there are some parents that can't even do it for those 30 seconds to a minute, and that is, of course, perfectly fine. There are other ways to get your child to sleep, as well as to learn to self-soothe. One tip that I would say is that you will see a pattern. Whatever helps them to fall asleep for nap time or for their bedtime at night is what, when they wake up during the night, they will want to then fall asleep with again. So if they have a dummy, that is what they will want when they wake up in the middle of the night. If they have a bottle, same thing, which I didn't actually understand until quite recently. and it took a long time for Elena to sleep through the night. She is 3 very soon after the twins, and she still does not sleep through the night every day of the week. I was constantly going up there when I heard her, going through to her room, helping her find her dummy again, giving her a bottle and all things like this, and it took me a very long time to put 2 and 2 together that she was waking up because she wanted this thing that suddenly wasn't there for her from when she fell asleep. One great way to help your kids in regards to sleeping and feeling better for sleep is playtime. Playtime is a wonderful way for them to use up energy and be a bit more receptive and open to actually having a sleep, as well as having a brilliant routine so they can understand that this happens, this happens, this happens, and then, oh, then it's sleep time, are great tools to have in your belt. Now, of course, playtime and routines will differ for every person, and your routine will be a routine that works for you and your family. But once you get that, then that hopefully should help. In regards to where they sleep, I have found that my twins have slept a lot longer for nap times, actually putting them back in their cots. And they have slept a lot better for bedtime once they've had a good nap and they understand that their cot is for sleeping. Because when they were smaller and we wanted them with us more frequently, they were sleeping in a playpen in the living room. And they did sleep, however, it was very chippy and changey, it was a bit sporadic, and there wasn't really a set anything with how they would sleep until we started putting them for their naps in their cot as well. One thing that I have also found to be amazing in regards to helping with sleep is a blackout blind. Especially for summer, a blackout blind has helped amazingly for their daytime naps, as well as then helping them to settle for sleeping in the evening, because you are then able to help them associate sunlight with being awake, and when it's dark it is then time to sleep. So they are then able to distinguish and sort and process in their minds when they should be sleeping themselves. And my last tip in regards to helping with sleep is that in those early months, or even for their first year, if you need to go into their room for their night feed, to change their bum, whatever the reason is that they have woken up and you need to go see your child, is try and have a small, very dim LED light, or maybe a small light lamp in the corner of your room. Try and keep sensation down to a minimum and that light as dim as possible. As soon as there is a bright light or a loud noise or things like this, that is when a baby will start to wake up. And if they wake up fully in the middle of the night, that is when it can get that much harder to try and settle them back down to sleep again. So making it so that it is a calm, quiet, dimly lit surrounding, so they can stay in that stage of awake and asleep while you feed them, while you change them, and then you sort them out and put them back down, will help immensely with them hopefully then being able to go off to sleep again. They were my tips for helping babies to sleep as well as to stay asleep. I hope they have helped you, and if you are looking at co-sleeping, please go over and check out Jess's video. And if you came over from Jess's video, then thank you so much for checking my video out. And whether or not you choose to make it so that your baby sleeps in the same room as you, in their own bed, or whether or not you co-sleep, there is no wrong way to parent your child, and every way is right for you and your family. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I will catch you next time. Bye everybody!